you hear that decay just kind of go all the way down to the bottom. You don't really hear it go, it's this beautiful, smooth tail all the way down to just kind of the horizon. And that's what I love about this plugin. I'm Jason LaRocca. I'm a scoring mixer and music producer. I recorded and mixed and produced the score for Paddington. I also worked on Joy and The Accountant. I use reverb for a lot of different reasons. And in film scores, I'm using different category reverbs for a lot of the different sounds. I have, go-to reverbs for drums and for synthesizers and vocals, and the VSS3 is one of my go-tos. One of the things that really stands out on is drums for me. I'll solo the drums and get the reverb going and maybe try some other reverb and think it sounds great, and then when I get in the mix it doesn't quite have that glue I need. And the VSS3, just without the need for any EQ or anything else, it's just got that width and that sort of spatial je ne sais quoi that I kind of love in a reverb, where I feel like it's connected to the sound and isn't this separate thing from the dry signal. And another place where it really shines for me is on the orchestra, on strings and brass, and the overall ambience of the orchestra. It's my favorite reverb for getting that sound and size that I'm usually looking for in a large orchestral setting. It's got the same interface essentially as the TC 6000. So when I look at it, I just feel like I'm looking at the desktop unit, which is awesome. The TC 6000 was the reverb I used on the orchestra when mixing The Accountant, for instance. Having it now in a plugin is amazing because I can put it now on everything inside the box, which is great. If I wanted to just make a really long decay out of the reverb, where I might just have the high end be multiplied by like 4 or 5 or 6 times, so that as the reverb goes, it just really sort of fades off up into the very high frequencies. And that's a sound I use sometimes, just like for the end of a song or the end of a cue in a film, where the cue stops, but you sort of hear this thing kind of float off into the distance. Getting that last little tail off to be just almost infinite. You almost feel like it never really kind of stopped, it just kind of evaporated, It has a very natural sound, it feels very organic, and working with film scores where a lot of the time it's orchestral and it has a lot of organic sounds in it, it just sort of seems to fit really well with it. It just, without having to really tweak it much, it's just the sound that I'm looking for, where I really feel like it's recorded in that space rather than it was recorded in some small room and now there's this reverb connected to it, and it just doesn't, it always sort of feels like, very organic and real, and you could get this recording to really open up and really feel really big and wide, and you're just feeling it all kind of expand and feel larger than life, which is what you want.